Hi, ciao! I'm Alessandra, a official guide in Venice, and today I would like to talk to you about the Doge's Palace that you can see. Originally the Doge's Palace, I'm talking about 9th century, was a defensive castle with high towers and very tall walls. And during the centuries, when Venetians started commerce and contacts with Constantinople, today Istanbul, they decided, of course, to restore the palace and enlarge the palace during the centuries. So the facade that you can see and the first building built is the building facing the water basin of San Marco. Is dating back to the 14th century and is a masterpiece of Gothic Byzantine style. And this is the first building, as I told, which was including since the beginning the hall of the major council, which was a sort of parliament of the Venetian Republic. And then in the 15th century, the Doge Francesco Foscari built the palace facing the small piazzetta, and he fought the money to finish this palace, including the administrative offices. And the last building built is the one facing the canal with the justice offices. In fact, that part, let's go and see, was connected with the ancient jails of Venice through the Bridge of Sighs, so called because all prisoners, once they were passing through, they would sigh. It was the last time they could see Venice through the two square windows. Let's go and see the Bridge of Sighs. So here we are. This is the Bridge of Sighs. For us it's still Bridge of Prisoners, but Lord Byron gave this name when passing through the canal with his gondola. He said he could hear the sighs of prisoners passing through the bridge. As I told you, the bridges joined the Doge's Palace with the ancient jails of the 16th century. Originally jails were always located inside the Doge's Palace. First under the floor level, called the well, pozzi, very unearthly, and then they got some cellars at the rooftop called lead because of the material of the roof, and there also Casanova was in prison and escaped from there. Let's go back to the St. Mark's Square so you can admire the panorama here. In front of the Doge's Palace there is the water basin of San Marco, originally the port of the city, and we are going now towards the two columns standing in St. Mark's Square. Once reproducing at the top the statue of St. Theodore, which was the previous patron of the city, and the other one, the winged lion, the symbol of the evangelist Marco. They are signing the passage from the Byzantine domination to a self-independent republic. In between the two columns, there was a canal. It was the port of Venice, which was completely covered in the 12th century to get a small little square to get ceremonies, like for example celebrating the Carnival of Venice. And then also in between the two columns, criminals were beheaded. So we are very superstitious as Venetians, and we never walk through the two columns, but we walk aside. Let's go. can see the two columns at the top, the one with St. Theodore and the other one with the winged lion. And here you can also admire the small little piazzetta. Facing us there is a nice Renaissance building which was built by the architect Jacopo Sansovino, and is the famous library Marciana or Sansoviniana, when the Cardinal Bessarione from Lisbon gave a lot of books and coats to the Republic of Venice as a present. They were kept first inside the Doge's palace, but because of many fires which destroyed the palace, they decided to build a proper building, and they got all books inside this building. Still today are kept almost 200,000 books. But have a nice panorama of the house of this little piazzetta. Bell Tower, the tallest of Venice, with about 100 meters high. Then you can see the clock tower, Renaissance style, the clock tower of the Moors, so called because of the two bronze stages standing at the top, one reproducing all men striking hours 2 minutes ahead, is the time already gone, and a young guy striking hours right on time is the time arriving. Passing under the arch, you can reach the Rialto's area, the commercial area of the city, and from here you can see a nice part of the Basilica of San Marco, which was originally the private chapel of the Doge. But let's go under the arcades and have a look at all the beautiful capitals supporting Gothic art, with a lot of sculptures, because at the time people were illiterate, and so they couldn't have an idea, looking at all the capitals, about what was going on in the city of Venice. So you can see a lot of the areas. This facade is producing the same shape of the other one, and you can see here about the loggia. There are two columns with different colors. The rose one, the pink one. From there the Doge would have talked to the people and would have seen celebrations like the carnival. But it was entering the Doge's palace through this beautiful entrance gate, the so-called paper's door. As I told you, people at the time were illiterate, and so all documents would be hanged outside, and under the arcades there were people seated and translating all kind of documents. As you can see close to the door, there is a sort of square-shaped cubic building, and this was part of the ancient tower one surrounding the Doge's palace, and the beautiful marbles decorating the Basilica of San Marco. You can see the Acritan pilasters, probably they got from Acre, and the old entrance to the Basilica of San Marco. Now let's have a look at the facade of the Basilica. So, And here we are in front of the most important church of Venice. First of all, we should say that Marco was a small little guy when Jesus was crucified, and he joined Peter, who was already in Rome. Peter asked him to go to the North African countries to spread Christianism there, and Marco left Rome, stopped in Venice, and while he was waiting a boat taking him to Alexandria of Egypt, an angel did appear to him saying, "Pax tibi Marce, my evangelista." The meaning was, Marco, you can go to Alexandria, but remember, your body will be returning back to Venice. So Marco went to Alexandria, was martyrized there, and the body was kept inside the monastery. But when Muslims were going to occupy that area and transform all the Christian buildings into mosques, the two priests who were taking care about the bodies of St. Marco decided to give the body and save the body, giving it to two merchants from Venice who were already there for their business. And so they brought the body into the city of Venice. It was in 828, and the first church was built in 832. Then it was destroyed, and the second one was built in 972, but which corresponds to the today's crypt. And then in 1063, the beautiful church was built. The church was a very simple church built with bricks, reproducing the model of the Church of the 12 Apostles once located in Constantinople. Today's Istanbul, built by Constantine and unfortunately destroyed during the centuries. Then, during 1204, Venetians did conquer Constantinople, and they brought all the materials of the Christian buildings there into the city of Venice, and they decided to decorate the city, the Church of Venice, and consequently the city. So you can see now a beautiful church. They brought all kind of marble slabs, all columns, about 500 columns in between, inside, outside, all the Byzantine capitals, and they brought also mosaic masters. Mosaic masters did interact with glass masters who were once standing all around St. Mark's Square, because originally all glass blowing factories were located here, and they did develop a technique which is the mosaics, glass mosaics, glass with in between golden leaf 24 carats. And inside the church, in fact, there are about 8,000 square meters of mosaics that you can see also outside in main arches, which are common in the ceiling of the Basilica. Some mosaics are also displayed outside and reproducing the history of the transportation of body of St. Marco into the city of Venice. So if you want to discover all these things, Doge's Palace, and if you want to be impressed by the beauty of the Basilica, as we call it, just come to Venice and enjoy a guided tour. Thank you very much, and bye. Till next time.